Welcome to Avant-Garde Entrepreneur. I am so glad you're here today with me, my friend. If you've been following along with episodes 61 and 70, you heard me open up about something pretty heavy that has been happening in my life. My husband, John, was diagnosed with a rare medical condition that just came out of nowhere. And in those episodes, I talked about what we were learning through all of it. And I've been real with you. The outlook wasn't positive and the future was completely uncertain. But today, I get to share some really good news with you. John has pulled through his last surgery for a while. He's going to be good for quite a while before he has to potentially have another one. And his recovery is nothing short of miraculous. I'm not exaggerating. It's borderline miraculous. Now, no one's future is certain, but our outlook, it's definitely more positive now. And I am just overwhelmed with gratitude and so glad to be able to share this news with you today. You know, there's a saying, we can change by choice or we can change because of a crisis. And when you're in the middle of a crisis, when you're really in it, it's so easy to doubt everything. You start asking these big questions like, if God is so great, why doesn't he heal me? Or is the force of good not strong enough to overcome evil? And I'm not here today to tell you that I'm some theological expert because I'm certainly not. I don't have a way to answer those questions perfectly. But what I can tell you is that I spent a lot of time pondering them and wrestling with them in the midst of really raw emotion, in the midst of real pain. And my good friend Sharon Williams, who was also dealing with an overwhelming personal challenge, said something that I'll never forget. She said, I'm holding out hope for the greater miracle. The greater miracle. I never thought this would be me saying this, especially not this time last year. But I truly feel like I'm standing here right now in the midst of the greater miracle. And here's what I realized. This healing, this second chance, I appreciate it so much more because of what we went through. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, and we are grateful, so grateful that we get the second chance to redo things, to reemerge in life. And we're choosing to show up differently. So I want to share with you 4 lessons we've learned through the manifestation of this greater miracle. Now, some of these might sound obvious when I make them as a statement, but stick with me because I'm going to elaborate on each of them from the perspective of an entrepreneur, because that's who I am and that's who you are, not from the perspective of an employee. Lesson number 1, take a midday reset. Okay, listen, life, business, it's a marathon. Actually, scratch that. It's an ultra marathon. It's not a sprint. And you know what's interesting is that midday breaks are actually a part of many cultures around the world. The siesta, right? That's a great first one to think of. But here in our hustle culture, which wherever we are, we all can tend to fall into this, especially as entrepreneurs and high performers. We tend to just sort of glaze right over that. We see pushing through as a way to get ahead. But the truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking a midday reset isn't weakness. It's strategic. It's sustainable. It's how you actually finish the race. Lesson number 2, reframe your challenges as upgrades. No matter how old you get, no matter how wise you become, life is always going to bring you challenges. Always. And those challenges, they lead to one of 3 things: breakdown, break up, or breakthrough. When we reframe our challenges as upgrades, as opportunities for growth, it takes some of the sting out of them. It shifts the electrical charge around them so that we can face them with courage instead of fear. Now, that doesn't mean fear doesn't exist. The fear is still there, but it's easier to not let it consume you so that when you see it as an upgrade, not just as a setback. Lesson number 3, run your own race. Oh my gosh, this one's big. FOMO is real, the fear of missing out. And then there's what we call comparitis, that constant comparison to what everyone else is doing and what everyone else has going on. But here's what I've learned. Life may look different now, and different may be exactly what you need. You don't have to keep up with everyone else's pace or anyone else's path or anyone else's definition of success. Run your own race. Lesson number 4, live while you can. Don't put it off. As entrepreneurs, we have big dreams. I mean, big ones. And it's part of our nature. We're wired this way. But it's so easy to get laser focused on our business goals, our financial targets, and our impact metrics. And we put aside our intentions for friends, for family, and for personal times and passions outside of our impact enterprise. We overlook our intentions for how we want to feel and how we want to show up because we get on autopilot. We're checking boxes, achieving what's on our goal list. Our lives changed overnight. There was a season, a very real season, where John and I were making decisions about whether we live now or save for a future that was uncertain at best. And that changes you. It really does. So I'm telling you this today, sharing this with you today, not just to share our good news, though I'm really, really happy to do that, but to remind you, don't wait for a crisis to change. Choose it now. Take a midday reset, reframe your challenges, run your own race, and please, please live while you can. Because we're not promised tomorrow, but we do have today. Thanks for being here with me. I'll see you in the next episode.